a little bit weaker and you need a little bit more coddling and you need a little bit more society to kiss your ass. Hang on, stop.
What's the
exchange? What's the exchange to men? What do we get?
You get pussy.
Oh, I see. The only thing that you can offer us is the thing that we also can offer back to you, right? Which is, I guess.
I have toys. I mean, you guys aren't doing that well.
So the thing is, your whole value structure, everything within your values revolves to, I deserve to have my ass kissed because I have a
I make the babies. You don't make the babies. How did we get the math wrong? We don't need you.
Well,
yes, I'm not saying it's personal, but we actually don't.
Yes, we do.
Well, who invented the technology for you to be able to do that?
You need sperm.
Guess what? We could have invented the technology
we
if we
could
needed
have, but you didn't.
Listen, this is not to say that men don't have their role. It's simply to say we actually have the bodies that produce the babies.
And what are you going to do when there's artificial wombs?
We're obviously of a higher
What do you do
value.
when there's artificial wombs?
What?
What about artificial wombs?
We shouldn't have artificial wombs. That is usurping the power of a woman. And it's making us not as valuable.
It's usurping the power of a woman. So then, what do men get then from women? What did men get then from women if we have artificial wombs and we no longer need your womb?
You don't
what do you
want
give us
women?
then?
What, you guys would all kill yourselves within 3 days of not having women here. The only reason you are here is to impress us, to protect us, to us right, to get our adoration, to have us feel like we're worshiping you when we're sucking your. I mean, there's an energy exchange here that works
Super
out.
weird. There was a great episode that happened, I believe it was Survivor, where men and women were divided up into groups, and the men were sent to an island to survive, and the women were sent to an island to survive. Now, interestingly enough, the men lasted a lot longer than 3 days without the women. In fact, they were thriving. They were killing everything that, they were killing everything that they could possibly find. They were eating like kings. They rediscovered fire with nothing but their own minds, while the women were freezing to death. They literally gave up within just a couple of days and begged the men to go to their campfire. But we wouldn't last 3 days without women. Is that right?
I'm simply saying, if you guys literally knew that every woman dropped dead and she was not there, you're talking about a simulation where they know at the end of this, they're going to go home to their girlfriend, they're going to go home to their mom, their aunt, their daughter, and the women are still there. I'm saying if all the women were just dropped dead, what are you guys going to do?
That would be the same problem you would have in reverse without the infrastructure built by men.
But my point
human
is, we
society.
actually do need
I listen to everything you say, but then when I try to respond, you cut right in. So just hang tight. Let me get my point in too. If the situation was reversed, if men were gone, who would maintain the infrastructure?
Well,
go ahead and lie to me and say women.
No. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying that each man is just null and void. I'm simply saying that women need to have an extra layer of reverence and protection and respect from men.
Erroneous!
That we don't get.
Erroneous!
We don't get it.
In exchange, what do men get?
Men get our presence.
Right, that's it. You have nothing. So what you're saying to me, here's
You're saying there's
what
nothing?
we're doing. Here's what we're doing to go around and around and around. You say women deserve these extra privileges from men. Okay, that's fair. But when I ask what are women giving them, they just, me. It's like, well,
Listen,
now you understand why.
I feel like it's a given that you know what a woman offers.
Let him finish.
I don't know why it's impossible for you to let me finish a sentence, but now, so what you're saying is that the only thing you bring to the table is your vagina. And so all a man ever has to do is reject your vagina because it's literally the only thing of value you have.
No, I said it's the most valuable thing we have. We have
Great.
lots of other points of value. That's just the most, hence why many women choose to be celibate. They choose to wait for their husbands because we inherently know this is our most prized possession, is our body. But I'm just simply saying for a lot of us, it's because this is my sacred vessel. You're not entering this until we're at a certain point. You have proven yourself to me. I know you're going to be a good father, etc.
A woman doesn't get to envelop her pussy around my dick until you've done X, Y, Z, and
But you see,
I'm giving you the gift of allowing you to envelop my.
What's really amazing here
and
is
a good man, that is
you've
how I
actually
feel about
demonstrated
him.
for
To be
us.
honest, I love being.
Yeah.
I love
You've actually
being that
demonstrated
energy
for us that,
exchange with a good
that
man.
the best way for men to remove your power over them is for them to just not be interested in your.
Yeah, and that's fine.
That's it.
Obviously.
That's the only thing. What else do you bring to the table besides that?
$200.
I just want to clarify that you think that the only value that women bring to the table is their.
No,
now, hang
again.
on, hang on. Let me finish the question. If that's not true, then what other value are you bringing to the table?
Soul, a good cooked meal, a clean house, raising kids, figuring out social issues to try to find solutions to things. I'm masterminding with men.
Men are better at all those things.
Okay, well then those men don't need to come to me because they have it figured out with each other.
So for men who can cook their own food, which is easy as shit, for men who
Right,
can
a cheerleader,
clean their
somebody
own
to give you a
homes, which by the way
blowjob
is
when you're
easy as
having a
can
bad
be.
day. Come on, it's simple. Women's work is very incredibly valuable, and it comes
in what
perks.
regard? Other than what do you bring to the table? I keep on asking you this. You're like, well, cooking and cleaning,
Feminine
all things
essence.
men can do
I'm
for
telling you,
themselves.
there's a feminine
Hang on,
essence.
I'm almost done. Cooking, cleaning, all of this, these are all things that men can do for
Nurturing.
themselves.
Nurturing.
I'm almost done. If they are things that men can do for themselves, well, can you name something you're uniquely going to bring to the table a man can't do for themselves other than your.
I can have a baby for him. He can't have a baby for himself. I guess he could use an artificial womb. I guess.
So then if
you want to go that way, I just
value?
think we
Hold
have
on,
a human
hold on.
design
Let him
that works
answer.
a certain way.
Go ahead, Andrew.
So if there's an artificial womb, there's nothing then.
You could be his number one fan and lift him up
Oh,
when he's
boy.
down.
Amen, sis.
If you want to go with that you guys don't need women, fine, have fun.
I do have
But-
to move things along here. I do have to move things along unless you have
I
a
just
final
think it's
thing.
incredible that ultimately the only thing you think you bring to the
Yeah.
table is a uterus. And the thing is, so I
only
think that my
thing, the thing
position,
that brings
I think that
life?
the
I don't know.
Christian position is actually far better. It's really funny.
The Christian
I trash feminists-
position
yeah,
of
yeah, I
create
trash
what
feminists
did
more than
God make
anybody.
people?
Why are you
for?
yelling?
You don't
Stop.
want to hear the answer,
You need
right?
to-
But
you-
the
look.
thing is, I trash feminists more than anybody on planet Earth. I'm probably one of the best at it. But the thing that's interesting is that I believe that women have an actual ontology and a nature, and that they have value beyond just that of their vagina and giving you the baby. I think that they
That's what I
actually
just
have
said.
hey, stop, lady, stop.
Dude.
Just calm down and listen. If you listen, right, then you'll be able to craft way better responses. So the thing is that there's an ontological nature of men and women. There's a nature to them. And I think that the nature of women in and of itself is valuable, not just because they have I think women are valuable without a uterus. I think women are valuable even if they're not sleeping with
exactly what I
Stop,
said. I
almost
called
done.
it feminine
Even if they're not
essence.
sleeping, can't help yourself. You just can't help it. Even if they're not sleeping with tons of
Because
men,
you're
I
saying
still
the
think that they
same
can
thing,
be
but yet
valuable.
if you say it, you're right, and if I say it in my way, I'm wrong. It's the exact
You
same
didn't
thing.
say shit.
But you got to stop interrupting. You can agree,
Yeah.
disagree, but you got to let him finish. He lets you
Yeah, and
speak.
I promise
Go
I'll
ahead.
let you finish. I promise I'll let you finish. But I'm saying if there's an underlying ontology to both, and I think women without a uterus can still be highly valuable to society. And I think that women who don't sleep with men can be highly valuable to society. I don't see these as the ontology basis for the only reason that women are valuable. And yet when I ask you what makes you valuable to a man, the only two things that you can give me are those. And so absent those things, you're saying that other women can't really be.
That's not what I'm saying. I said the feminine essence. However you worded it. I'm saying femininity in and of itself, which women embody, whether we're reproducing, or we're not. When I say, I'm saying the generated energetic state from that